tonight on the Chillstream. America's nuclear dawn draws ever closer. Someone from the CIA actually goes to prison. And Mark Zuckerberg has to give money to the Chinaman who used to clean toilets. All of that and so much more coming back in 2 minutes. All right, we're back. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is Monday, May 6th, 2024. And I would remind you in the merry month of May, what you ought to be doing, first and foremost, is smashing up the like button. If you're not smashing up the like button in the merry month of May, what are you even doing here? Anyway, we got a ton of stuff going on. Things are, so hopelessly lost. The shift globally towards people doing anti-Semitisms is insane. I was just watching before I hit the go live button. I was watching some prison tube. This guy does prison tube, and he does here's how the Mexican drug cartels work. He stopped doing his here's how his prison tube stuff, and he's doing Benjamin Netanyahu is the #1 enemy to global peace on the face of the earth. The guys from prison tube are now anti-Semites. This is these guys, man. They have lost this so fucking badly. They will never, ever get it back. They will have to. I don't know what they will have to do. But the AI world where you have AI goggles or AI glasses that literally spin up an entire fantasy world in front of your eyeballs 24/7. Literally, it can't come fast enough. They are losing in a very real way. What do I got? I got a screen share here. This is who posted this? A guy calls himself Tiberius on Twitter. Protesters are ruining their careers is such absolute garbage. Don't you fucking get it? We're going to create a society where people who support genocide are the ones who get ostracized, not those who object to it. And we won't stop until we do. The future is ours, not yours. And that's a lovely sentiment, but anger never built it, right? There's literally nothing that was ever built from anger. You know what I mean? Anger is not something that builds something. It's something that destroys. But the sort of the moral outrage, we're going to build a new society. I don't know how you're going to do that, right? I don't think your parents are going to give you money to do that. And I don't think the current governmental structure is going to give you a whole lot of money to obliterate said governmental structure. But a new world is coming, and it will be powered mostly by nukes. I keep harping on this, but this is going to be a very big part of America's future, and these electric cars and the robots and all that shit. It says data centers now need a reactor's worth of power. And in a related story, Virginia is the data center capital of the world. I did not know this. So what's the controversy surrounding that? There's an endless amount of electricity that is needed. And states all across the country realize that they don't have enough power to allow data centers to operate in their state because they suck all the electricity out of the grid. So what does that mean? That means nuclear power. They've been hinting at it. And I assure you it's coming. Where is this one? I just literally just saw this. The next big breakthrough in power generation could happen beneath our feet. How nuclear technology can be made safer. So, here comes the propaganda thing. Not to say that nuclear power is entirely safe, but it's not nearly as apocalyptic as people have made it out to be. And the subheading is: imagine a future where we can keep the lights on with reactors that are safer, cleaner, and more efficient. That's so stupid because most nuclear power plants only used maybe 10% of the power that they actually generate. So there's a real need to build the future one way or the other is going to need nuclear power, and we're going to get it. But where's the money going to come from? That's a pretty good fucking question. You could just print new money. Our friends in Zimbabwe have been getting ziggy with it. Zimbabwe has decided that the way to solve their problems economically is to just print new pieces of paper. They have a new currency that they call the Zig. Yo, my Zigga. Zimbabwe's Zig is the world's newest currency and the latest attempt to solve a monetary crisis. Issuing a slightly different color and shape piece of worthless paper is not going to fix your problems, Zimbabwe. It's not going to fix your problems. And this is unfortunately, this is a reality, right? This is reality all around the world. What you need is a guy like this. Like this first video. Let's throw up. Let's throw up this first video. I got two millionaire videos. I got a couple of different ones. But here's a nice Jewish boy who did. He's not Jewish. Who did a good deed and got a TED talk out of it.
What if everyone in a company had stock ownership, not just to the assistant treasurer level, but to the factory floor, distribution centers? How might employees' lives be impacted? In 2015, we invested in a company called CHI Overhead Doors. Out of 800 employees, only 18 had stock ownership. So that means when we bought the business, most people got nothing and just went back to work, and a small handful made many millions of dollars. Employee engagement scores were absolutely dismal. So day one, all 800 employees were granted stock ownership so they would participate as the value of the company went up through dividends along the way, and then at the end when the business was sold. But this was about much more than just stock ownership. Employees were educated about the business. They were kept informed. Once a quarter, we got everyone together and we talked openly about what was working and what was not and where the business was headed. And we shared our financial information transparently. When the company was sold, we gathered everyone in our main manufacturing plant in Central Illinois with our most tenured factory workers earning 6.5 times their annual income, or $500,000. So this was life-impacting amounts of money. This wasn't a gift. It didn't happen by chance. They made it happen. And it did change the community. $340 million of wealth was injected into the community, and that, it's forever changed.
Okay, so Mr. Peter Stavros, I don't think he's Jewish. You know what I mean? But it's possible to run a business in a way that that does not extract wealth entirely. But you can't hope that whatever you're doing for a living, that that Petey Stavros and his crew are going to come by and do the right thing by you, because that's extremely unlikely to happen. Those who extract wealth from the bottom upwards have always done this, and they will always continue to do this. The protesters saying we're going to, supporting genocide is going to be get you ostracized. I mean, it's a nice thought, but they have no ability to back it up. They just have no power to make that happen. And the power to make things happen, like it or not, it's not magic, it's not juju, it's money. If you can pay for shit, it'll happen. And if you cannot pay for shit, it won't happen. Last week, I said there was a church in Spain that took 800 years to build. I was trying to fucking Google it. I couldn't find that. I know I read it somewhere, but what I got instead was this. Virgil Doc, Purple Heart, welcome to the show, sir. So I did a bit of Googling, a wee bit of Googling, but just to support the point I made last week. This is a cathedral in Cologne, Germany, that took 632 years to build. It isn't because they stopped believing in Jesus. It's because somebody stopped paying for it. Now, if you look at that, it's a pretty impressive building, right? Started in the year 1248, finished in the 1880s. 1880s. So that's 100 years after America was started. So no matter what you think, no matter what your ideology, you can believe whatever you choose to believe. I really don't. I'm not super concerned about that. But if you want to build something like that, something spectacular, something impressive, something to last forever, okay, that's going to cost you a lot of fucking money, because you're going to need really skilled labor. And skilled labor doesn't come cheap. And if you don't pay people to do shit, they just won't do shit. Here's another cathedral, St. Vitus's Cathedral. I think this one is in, what does it say? I can't remember. It's too small for me to see. But this took 585 years to build, okay? That is one hell of a long lunch break. But it started in 1344 and finished as soon as the stock market crashed in 1929. If you want people to do things, you have to pay them. There has to be a system where shit gets done because it's worth it for someone to do that. And this emphasis on we're going to build nuclear power plants and AI is going to do this and AI is going to do that, and we're going to have robots fix everything. That's largely not going to work. You know what I mean? It will definitely take away white collar jobs, right? Tons of stories. Higher paid employees are looking for work, are having a tough time, and it could be a sign of a shift in the marketplace. Yeah, you lost your job to AI. You know what I mean? You lost your job to AI, and that's that. If you're a welder or a bricklayer or electrician or plumber, you will work. You could just fucking print your own money. You will work as long as you want and make as much as you want forever. But if you shuffle paper for a living, you have some do nothing job. I would start looking up my local trade schools because you're going to need to transition from bullshit work to real work. And to be honest, you're just not going to like that. But the alternative, what's the alternative? The alternative is to die starving and homeless. And most people are motivated to avoid that. I mentioned in the intro that someone from the CIA is actually going to prison. and for financial crimes. Who is this person? Who could it be? It is none other than Changpeng Zhao. CZ Binance founder faces possible 3-year jail term over a Wild West business model. So 3 years in Club Fed is what they were threatening Changpeng Zhao with. However, that was just to make you feel good. The second story, Binance co-founder Changpeng Zhao set to keep growing his $33 billion fortune even as he heads to prison for 4 months. That's 16 weeks. He'll be out in 12 weeks, that is. And he gets to keep all his money. You know what I mean? Changpeng Zhao, he's the CIA's top man with the crypto thing. And listen, they're like, Changpeng, you get to keep all your money. 12 weeks, you get away from the wife and kids, and just you're in Club Fed. There's going to be no fences, no guards. Nobody's going to get raped. Nobody's going to cut you with a razor. You know what I mean? The food will be decent, and you can order McDonald's and sushi and everything. And just go sit in this building for 12 weeks, and then go home and cry, and then go back to Dubai and cry on your $33 billion, which is a pretty good reward for what he did. Federico Vasconcelos, Zhao did nothing wrong. I don't know. Technically, he gave a lot of money to little Sammy Bankman-Fried. So I don't know. Did Zhao do anything wrong? The way that whole company was set up, the way Binance was set up with no world headquarters, he stayed in Dubai all the time, the only country with no extradition. This is why I say he's 100% a spook, because listen, don't get me wrong, the Chinese love money and they'll do all sorts of things to make money, but they're not thoughtful like this. There's no way they could think ahead of, like, oh, how could I arrange it so that my company will never be raided by police agents anywhere in the world, regardless of what laws I break? And how can I physically keep myself safe by living in a locality that does not have extradition, should a local government decide that, that Binance Malaysia or Binance fucking Kazakhstan or wherever the fuck they have an exchange has broken the local law? Well, you know what? They can't come and get me. I'm in Dubai. Now, who can get you anywhere, no matter where you are? Well, the U.S. government. You know what I mean? We can reach out and touch anybody anywhere, and he knows it. So they talked him down. They said, listen, here's what you need to do. We're going to make it as easy as it is possible to make you go chill. I've seen, again, from Prison Tube, there was a dude, a kid from Connecticut who was like a concert promoter who did some time in federal prison. He said he had sushi the second night he was in prison. They ordered sushi to the prison. There was no gates. There was no fences. There was no nothing. Just a building, and the guards would do a count in the morning, and that was that. He said this kid, his name is Ian Bick. Said guys go meet their wives and go screw their wives in the parking lot and stuff. And that's where Changpeng Zhao was going. He's not going to maximum security lockdown with 5%ers and fucking whatever Hell's Angels and the fucking MS-13. That's Supermax. He ain't going there. He's going to Club Fed. As a smack on the wrist for what he did. Which was technically to break a bunch of securities laws in the United States, which is the only thing that counts. This sort of thing, you say, well, that's a high-end, high-profile case, and this guy's hooked up, blah, 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 blah. But even on the lower end, in my current domicile, the geographic area in which I reside, the state of New Jersey, Governor Murphy announces support for allowing formerly incarcerated persons to serve on juries. This is obviously a play to get the black vote in the upcoming November election, but I don't know if he gets it or he doesn't get it. But it would be fair to say if you could let them out of prison, they should have all their rights if they're safe enough to be let out of prison, right? they should have all their rights restored. Not just the right to sit on juries, but the right to get a passport, the right to own firearms. Murphy ain't gonna like that one at all. But none of these people is, all their short-term thinking. I got to win this next election. I got to win this next election. What's going to win the election? Oh, you know what? We'll appeal to the Black and Hispanic vote by saying we'll let you sit on juries even though you're a convicted felon. The short-term thinking of I got to get reelected has a longer-term consequence of, one, if this thing goes nationwide, you will have felons deciding the fate of other felons. There's all sorts of complexity there, but it will start a movement in the prison system to say, well, listen, if he's safe enough to let out, he's safe enough to do anything. And then, it's one thing to let these guys tear up their own local neighborhood, but what if they want a passport? What if they go to some foreign country and start acting like a felon? That could have big repercussions. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I doubt it's going to happen, but these little things can cause huge fucking shifts, huge shifts. And it all comes from this super short-term thinking, super short-term thinking. And you don't want to think that way. You want to have a longer, wider view and see what's going on. And what's going on, the instability that's going to come from economic woes is going to be everywhere. What do I got this guy? Like 90 seconds of some limey dude who's probably like the only poorly dressed limey guy in London. But, if you listen, you'll hear this everywhere at all times.
I made millions of pounds betting that the average British family will collapse into poverty. Desperate poverty. I'm talking about Charles Dickens, Oliver Twist. That is the future of this country if we don't deal with growing inequality. That is what I see.
What are the biggest problems that we face in this country?
It's wealth inequality. It's wealth inequality. Listen, if you allow wealth to flow at an unbelievably rapid rate out of your middle class, away from ordinary working families, away from the government, towards the super rich, then living standards will collapse. Housing will become unaffordable. Distribution matters. If we're playing chess and you take all of my pieces one at a time, I'm going to lose that chess game. That is what I see when I see the economy. We've seen government debt explode. We've seen living standards collapse for ordinary working people. At the same time, the biggest and fastest ever increase in the wealth of millionaires and billionaires. And nobody's connecting these two things. We've created a world which tells you need to be rich to be happy. You need to be rich to be of value. And yet which simultaneously makes it almost impossible for them to get rich. Listen, don't buy the hype on it, Yeah, work hard to take care of your family and be proud of yourself. Be proud of the things that you achieve because they're selling you a dream that they never gave you a chance to get in. And if you buy that dream, you're going to be unhappy. And I've got friends that work really, really hard and struggle to pay the bills. And I want those people to be proud because that was my dad and my mum.
So everywhere, even in England, right? It's a good question, why would people, why would people participate in this? I ask people, like, why would you stay in the system that was designed to keep you a debt slave forever? Keep you a debt slave, make your children debt slaves, make your grandchildren debt slaves, right? Somebody put this up on Twitter. It's actually, pretty sarcastic, pretty good, not to be a drooling socialist cuck. But if a full day's labor can't purchase 3 square meals, 24 hours worth of rent and utilities, a fraction of a month's clothing budget, and a reasonable portion to be saved for when you can no longer comfortably work, what the fuck are we doing shit for? And this is the whole AI and robots. Oh, the robots are going to do everything. I love showing shit that robots can't fucking do. I love showing shit that robots cannot fucking do. Like drill for oil or where's the one? Shit. You're not gonna tell me that I don't have it. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. If I fucking deleted it, I will be furious with myself. Oh, no. I fucked up. I think I fucked up. Ah, shit. I did. Hold on. Let me see if I can just find it on my, real quick, on my, oh, it's not here. It's not here. Oh, shit. Got a group of people, they were picking strawberries, and what they're all laying down. You ever see like those massage tables that has the thing that covers your face, like a padded thing? So they're all like being dragged on a some sort of homemade fucking trailer. There's like 5 people being dragged behind a tractor, and their arms are extended like this, and they're picking strawberries, and they got the foam things around their face, and they're laying face down, like hovering 2 feet above the fucking ground at some farm. And this was like the people that put up this farm, and this was white people doing it. It wasn't all you say, oh, it's a tractor pulling a bunch of Mexicans. No, it's like the guy, the daughter of the guy who owns the place. They're like, oh, we got to pick these strawberries because the rain is coming, and blah 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 blah, this and that, and come, we're going to be selling them at whatever, I don't know, something with Instagram. And it's like, okay, can robots do that? They can't do that, right? They're not going to be able to do that. This is the best a robot can do. I love this fucking, think about what it takes to pick an entire field of strawberries. You may like strawberries, you may not like strawberries, maybe you hate fruit, I don't know. But the point is, agricultural work. It's necessary, right, for you to survive. And here's kind of the levels that the robots are really at. Check this out.
Look at his answer to labor shortages, an NVIDIA GPU-driven prototype called Figure 1.
I think what's been really extraordinary is the pace of progress we've made in 21 months.
From zero to this in 21 months.
Zero to this, yeah. We were walking this robot in under a year since I incorporated the company.
Could you do this without NVIDIA's technology?
We think they're arguably the best in the world at this. I don't know if this would be possible without them.
I'm here to assist with tasks as requested.
We were amazed that Figure 1 is not just walking, but seemed to reason. Hand me something healthy.
On it.
Figure 1 was able to understand I wanted the orange, not the packaged snack. Thank you. It's not yet perfected. Yeah, you're going to get it. But the early results are so promising, German automaker BMW plans to start testing the robot in its South Carolina factory this year.
I think there's an opportunity to ship billions of robots in the coming decades onto the planet.
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity in the coming decades for millions of robots. This, you could see the thing's pulling, they got it on a power cord. It can't walk. There's no battery that can make the fucking thing walk. It's on a power cord. It's plugged into the fucking wall, that it can distinguish between a round shape and a square shape, the orange versus the fucking, the bag of tortilla chips or whatever the fuck it was. This is all it's amazing how far we've gotten in 1 year. Well, you know what? The average 3-year-old child could do this. I could grab any kid from Vietnam, just go into any fucking village in Vietnam, and literally I could train a kid who goes to speak English to do better than that robot. The tasks that human beings can do, drill for oil, do the fucking power line thing, to pick a field of fucking strawberries. It's a fantasy that these elites have, that they can, we'll just replace everyone. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to let everybody? Are you going to let everyone starve to death? Are you going to let the entire planet starve to death? Are we going to go to UBI? What's going to happen? Are we going to get that full service luxury communism thing like that Wall-E cartoon? It's a cartoon, wasn't it? That's what they think they can build, but of course they're building it out the wrong fucking way. They're thinking, we're going to use technology to replace people doing difficult things, but they're not really doing that. They should start more humbly with, how can we use technology with these difficult things to help people do their jobs, and how can we get more people doing this shit? Because we fucking need more people doing this shit. Because you can't be just making money out of thin air. Well, actually, you can if you're Roger Ver. Roger Ver, if anybody knows anything about crypto, the crypto world, he's the guy who invented Bitcoin Cash, which basically what he did was he copied all the Bitcoin software, changed a couple of things, called it Bitcoin Cash, and made, as I recall, in 2017, something like $270 million. So he's just been indicted for tax fraud. He was once referred to as Bitcoin Jesus. The man, sometimes called Bitcoin Jesus, did not pay capital gains on hundreds of millions of dollars he raised in selling Bitcoin in 2017, the Department of Justice alleges. So Roger Ver, probably like the king of shitcoiners. You know, you could run, but you can't hide, because at the end of the day, all of the wealth in America and around the world is threatened by the wealth inequality people, these protests, all this sort of thing. The fact that they can't, you know, you can bring as many third worlders as you wanted to America, but you know, they can't fix your fucking plumbing, because plumbing is a hard thing to learn, and it takes a long time. You can print all the fucking money you want, but it's not going to print the shit you need. Where's which one do I want to show? Which one do I want to show? I can't remember which one. Let's do the Jew versus the chink.
I think the untold story that people aren't paying attention to as it relates to NVIDIA is what they've done. You're right, Dave, at companies like Amazon. Amazon has tried everything the last couple of years to develop their own AI chip strategy to try to migrate clients over to their platform. And what they found out was that the NVIDIA ecosystem that has been created beyond the chip itself, they are actually owning the end client relationship, and the end clients now are insisting that no, they want to stay within that architecture, and it's upsetting to Amazon.
So Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, he was like the youngest VP ever at fucking, I don't know, Goldman Sachs or something, right? The most charmed life. He's the richest man on the planet. You know, he gets Pentagon contracts, he gets everything, right? You have the chosen of the fucking chosen against a Chinaman who used to fucking clean toilets, right? Against a fucking Chinaman who used to clean toilets in a fucking Denny's. And this guy, right, has created a business model that is so compelling to the entire world that there's nothing that little Jeffrey Bezos and his friends at Deep State can do it. Federico Vasconcelos, only 3D printers have the potential to eliminate manufacturing altogether. In theory, that is correct, sir. In theory. I'm not sure how you're going to print. Some things you're not going to be able to print. That's, you know, it's still going to take energy and material, and you know, if you think that robot with the orange and the fucking bag of potato chips is going to run a 3D printer, I promise you, sir, you will be long in the grave before that fucking happens. Long, you will be pushing up daisies, as they say. You will most definitely be pushing up daisies. In the meantime, you know, like around the world, this is to show that these guys really don't get it. Like, none of them get it. The central bankers don't get it. This has actually been going on for years. The central banks are buying. The reason why gold is pumping is because it's being bought by central banks. They're literally going with the fucking strategy that's 100 years old. Like, oh, we'll just have a lot of gold, and that'll make our worthless pieces of paper worthwhile. Like, that's not how shit's gonna work, bro. That's not how shit's going to work. But they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. When I tell you they don't know what to do, they really don't know what to do. I got some. What do I got here? I got some breed love. What's he talking about? Well, talking about limited government. It's vaguely sort of kind of libertarian-ish, but the guy talking is I think he's an Aussie dude who's a Bitcoiner who understands how the fuck we got to shut this thing down.
How we can put limitations on government.
Government should not have all the power to do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, with no recourse and no consequences. Government should not be that. And if you agree with that statement, then you agree that government power should be limited. So then how do we effectively accomplish that? And it's easier if there's a mechanism, if there's a Bill of Rights, if there's separations of powers, if there's the rule of law. Those are good mechanisms that can aid the people in redressing grievances. So all of these mechanisms fail. So what works? Well, the mechanisms are still useful, but they have to be backed up by people, because the only thing that actually works in the long run is when the people reach the limit of their obedience. Here's a sobering fact. If there is no point at which you will limit your obedience, then you believe that government power has no limit. Whatever you might say, your actions say that you believe government power is unlimited. And if you believe it should be limited, then you have to believe that there is a point. You might disagree on what that point is, but you have to agree that there is a point where you should stop obeying.
Where you should stop obeying, right? That's, I don't know if that came, the video always cuts off quick on my side, but I think it goes all the way through on the other end. So what this guy's trying to say is that a Bill of Rights and a Constitution is important because it's the rule set which everyone follows, but everyone has to follow it. They haven't quite put all the pieces together. Like, there needs to be an incentive to follow the rule set, right? And there needs to be a penalty for breaking the rules, right? And this has to be immediate. And, you know, that right now we're in America is still in a position where we have a few people who still sort of kind of support the Constitution because they get a paycheck out of it. If the system that you're living under is so easily corrupted, you know, if the incentive, human incentive, which is more powerful than any culture, any rule, any law, any politician, any political figure, Genghis Khan, fucking name who you will, incentive is greater, human incentive is greater than can overcome any, what do I want to say? Human incentive can overcome any limitations, right? And so the system that you live under has to be based on incentivizing behavior for everyone. And if everyone, you know, plays by the same set of rules and it's all fair, then things are going to get a lot better. Will it be utopia? No, probably not. I don't think that that's realistically possible, but there's too much to be gained from breaking the rules, and not enough to be lost. Not enough to be lost from breaking the rules. So understand there has to be a rule set, but right now, what's going on? If you just go along with it, if you think, well, you know, I'll just make more money and you know, you'll make more paper, you know, more slavery coupons, more digits in your bank account, and that'll fix everything. It really won't. You're just perpetuating something that is really that's really not good, and you end up like one or two fucking people. Here's two lunatics. This guy I showed before. I'm just going to show part of it, but this is the guy, you know, and I love this story. This is the dude that missed it by this fucking much, right? He missed it by this much. This is the guy that lit himself on fire outside of Trump's head.
Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution.
Okay, so you see the guy, that's like moments before he jumped out of his car, whatever he did. I don't know what the fuck he did, other than light himself on fire. You want to start a revolution? Quietly quit. Just quit. Just quit participating in this current economic system 100%. Don't do it 100%. Only do it 99% or 98%. You know, because you need to understand there's no fucking way you come up off the bottom in this system. It just doesn't happen. The limey guy goes, oh, wealth inequality It's a major problem in the UK. Well, it's a problem in America as well. There was a dude. This is one of the favorite fucking videos I've seen in shit in the last 5 months. Somebody decided, someone smarter than me, harder working than me, and more successful than me, decided to become me to show that I am a stupid, lazy fucking jerk who doesn't know what they're doing. Here's 56 seconds of reality intruding on one of the fucking Eloy.
A millionaire became homeless to prove that he could become a millionaire again without anything. In 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, Mike Black wanted to show that you can go from nothing to something with a bit of hard work to inspire people. He started with a cell phone, one pair of clothes, no place to live, drained his bank account to $0, cut himself off from his network, and had 12 months to make this happen. First, he used a couch surfing app and was able to get a spot in a nice gentleman's RV for free. He got free stuff from Craigslist and sold them on Marketplace, which made him a few $100. He eventually got a job as a telemarketer, paying about $35,000 a year, but still had a long way to go. Eventually, he got enough to lease a property and then sublet the rooms. But throughout this whole experience, he never once slept on the streets. And even with that, he had to end the project 2 months early because his mental and physical health was crumbling. He ended up being $935,000 short of his $1 million goal and admitted it was the worst time of his life.
And admitted it was the worst time of his life. So the comments on that, I got that off of Instagram. People are like, well, his father died and that's why he had to stop. Do you think poor people don't have parents who die or family members who get sick or like bad luck, bad things don't happen to us because we're poor? He lived for free, right? Rent free in somebody's RV, right? He needed a smartphone. He bought, he subletted a fucking apartment somewhere, which is, I think he's illegal in almost everywhere. But the rent seeking happened immediately, right? And then he got a job as a fucking telemarketer, and it broke him physically and mentally in less than a fucking year. The elites in America are really fucking weak, and they can afford self-delusions like, oh, if you just work hard and be innovative and blah 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 blah. Motherfucker, I've worked hard for fucking decades, and I didn't get anywhere. I've gotten way more. I've accumulated way more fiat by fucking saving in Bitcoin than I ever did by doing any fucking thing else. Federico Vasconcelos, that was a great plot twist. Yeah, well, because it's reality, right? At the end of the day, it's reality, and it's going to impact all of you. If you are sailing along with your elaborate fucking bullshit in your head that justifies your lifestyle and how you do what you do or why you don't do what you don't do, you can get away with that for a while. But if you are a white collar person and you lose your job to fucking AI, you're going to have to work for a living. And that means doing real fucking hard fucking things for incredibly long hours and very little fucking reward. And that's going to be a big adjustment. And that's going to be too big of an adjustment for people. The lunatic who fucking lit himself on fire in front of Trump's headquarters. Listen, he wasn't a working class guy. Nobody who fucking works for a living would light themselves on fire. It's a crazy rich dude thing. You really want to start a revolution? Explain to people that the economic system that the entire fucking world lives under, right, is a fucking slave matrix, and that the way to fucking destroy it is to participate in a different economic system, specifically Bitcoin, right? Everybody around the world instantly would see this and know exactly what the fuck this is, right? All the stuff on my social media feed, all these people going, like the Arabs going, mashallah, whatever, Allah's opened the eyes of all these millions of people. And a lot of people are realizing that, you know what? You have free speech until you criticize it. Your government listens to you until, of course, you go against Israel. And this is like global. I see so much stuff. I don't want to put the videos up because it's all well-intentioned, but it's not going to go anywhere, right? It's eventually going to peter out. And but the long-term effect of this is like, think about 85 years of fucking victim propaganda. Think about 85 years of victim propaganda that these guys have pushed, and it's like all gone. It's all gone. You know what I mean? And one day, for no reason whatsoever, the entire planet decided to hate a certain group, right? For no reason whatsoever. Not because they're turning women and children into fucking pink mist. That can't be it. That's you hiding behind our actions or whatever. So the better world that's going to be built has to be built on a realistic foundation of being able to exchange something of value with people who have the skills you want or the things you fucking want. That's it, right? And that world is being built because this current one is so completely going to shit. Fidelity pension funds are exploring Bitcoin investments on ETF improvement, right? Fidelity are like the second largest guys in the ETF space. Says that pension funds are starting to explore Bitcoin investments. Another data point, blah, 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 for long-term adoption. What that means is the price of Bitcoin is going to go higher, and it's going to stay higher because pension funds don't buy and sell week to week, month to month, year to year, quarter to quarter. They buy shit and they hold it for 20 years. And why? Because their legal mandate is to fucking preserve the wealth of the pensioners. How deep are they going to go? Probably 0.5%. Maybe in the next 5 years, 1%. But they're probably going to start with like 0.5% or 0.25%. But that's still going to be like $250 million. And our friends, they're not our friends. Our friends over at BlackRock says that sovereign wealth funds. A sovereign wealth fund is basically it's a mutual fund for an entire country. Like Norway has one, Saudi Arabia has one. It's like all the richest people in a country get together and to buy into a sovereign wealth fund. I don't know what the fuck it costs. It's like $8 gajillion fucking dollars. And then they invest in the safest long-term thing that they can invest in, right? And all of that's coming to Bitcoin. Why? Because flooding your country with third worlders who have no skills is not going to fucking maintain the economy. And the robots, you know what? We need a little bit more than just orange versus potato chips. There's a little bit more required than that, and they don't quite. The robots not quite there. So if you don't pay people to do the important shit, they're not gonna fucking do it. You know what I mean? Even the spooks that monitor this fucking channel, all the dumb fucking shit that goes on in this fucking world. If there's no paycheck in it, it's gonna happen. Nobody does this stuff for free, you know. And the chink who washes dishes. The reason why I'm talking about him a lot lately, because NVIDIA makes the chips, the GPUs, the graphic processing units that are used to mine Bitcoin. NVIDIA and Bitcoin are kind of tied closely together. And another one of the chosen people, your future president, Mark Zuckerberg, is not real fucking happy about how much they have to fucking send to that fucking chink who used to clean toilets. This is 46 seconds on just how fucking important that Chinaman is.
Such a massive endeavor. And I saw in the news that Facebook had bought another 500,000 NVIDIA chips, bringing the total to about 1 million. By my math, unless you got a discount, you might have gotten a volume discount, but that's $30 billion worth of chips, which would make the training of this model bigger than the Apollo moon mission in terms of research and development. Am I getting that about right?
It's staggering, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, a lot of, not just training, but also deployment is limited by computational abilities. I think one of the issues that we're facing, of course, is the supply of GPUs.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them, and the cost of them at the moment.
One of the issues we're facing is the supply of GPUs and the cost of them. You mean you can't just print them like this? Like you can print the $30 billion? Now, Meta or Facebook, they didn't print the $30 billion, right? But they got to give up 30 billion with the B dollars of ad revenue for something that they think is going to work for their AI strategy to make everyone go to Facebook for everything. They can't fucking hate this chink more than they do. I mean, they cannot fucking hate him more than they do. You know why? Because they depend on him, and they can't do what they want to do without the chips from NVIDIA, right? And the chips from NVIDIA come from pain and suffering.
Most of the Stanford graduates have very high expectations. You deserve to have high expectations because you came from a great school. You were very successful. You're at the top of your class. Obviously, you were able to pay for tuition. And then you're graduating from one of the finest institutions on the planet. You're surrounded by other kids that are just incredible. You naturally have very high expectations. People with very high expectations have very low resilience. And unfortunately, resilience matters in success. I don't know how to teach it to you except for I hope suffering happens to you. Boy, this is going to cause a lot of pain and suffering. And I mean that in a happy way because you want to train, you want to refine.
Resilience is key. He says it's unfortunate that resilience is necessary for success. No, that is fortunate. That's fortunate for all the fucking humanity. That pain and suffering and the character that is forged out of pain and suffering is what drives success over every fucking obstacle. So the dishwasher, the fucking toilet cleaner from fucking the toilet cleaner chink has become a critical fucking piece of the deep state's fucking plan to keep you fucking mesmerized forever, to keep you fucking forever wrapped up in a digital fantasy world where you work 16 hours a fucking day, you own nothing, and you're happy. And crazy people like me, I'm not going to light myself on fire. That's not going to happen because I'm not a rich kook. I'm a fucking working class guy. But crazy people like me go, hey, you know what? Hey, I don't want to do that. You know what? How do I click no on that? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something else. And the crazy fucking lunatics who run the fucking world are, you know, it doesn't matter when you expose them or you fucking red pilling people is what the fuck good is red pilling? You know what I mean? Incentivize them to do what you want them to do, to get a fucking job, to own fucking property, to live life in a fucking civilized fashion, to fucking honor their agreements, right? Instead of doing shit like, oh, I don't know, like buying cows from Texas to bathe in their blood. Check this out.
They're openly talking about the red heifers. They brought like 5 cows from Texas. They paid $500,000 to fly them from Texas. That is more than all the money that I've ever spent on my life on plane ticket. They flew cows from Texas. And now they are going to turn 3 years old by the 10th of April. And they are going to have a ceremony by killing them, having a blood sacrifice, burning the bodies of the cows, and having Jewish people bath into the water. So they're going to be purified. So it's going to be a way to like a step in order to build the third temple over Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is, you understand, the people who control the world are religious fanatics. And I come from a place where I was told, like, your religion is dangerous. Your religion is apocalyptic. No, Islam is bad. Come join our secular ranks. And I come, it's like, what the hell is this? You guys are even crazier. At least the people who talk about the end of days in Islam don't have nuclear weapons like you. Like the biggest nuclear arsenal, and you're pushing for Armageddon right in front of everybody. And what is this?
So what he's saying in the long version, incoherent way, is Judaism is a death cult, and it always has been, fueled by blood rituals and all sorts of craziness. And these people control the money. And if you think, well, I can ride along with this for another 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever, or and I can time exactly when to bail out of this. You can't, because everything, man, like as it is, they already fucking own and control almost everything. I saw this fucking thing. Fucking yeah. Everything is rigged. Like everything is fucking rigged. Nothing is the way you think it is. You guys know I like combat sports, boxing, wrestling, MMA. When I saw this made so much fucking sense to me. This is a really short 11-second video. It's an 11-second video showing how the best, the greatest in history got to be the greatest in history. Check this out. It's 11 seconds, very short. Pay attention.
Rabbi Mayweather. Rabbi Mayweather.
That's a video of Floyd Mayweather. He's a boxer who's the wealthiest boxer in world history. He was allowed not to take contract money for his fights, but to take a percentage of the gate and all the fucking concessions and the pay-per-view stuff. And he was getting, I don't know how well you could see it, he was getting a yarmulke made out of diamonds that they were gifting to him and calling him Rabbi Mayweather. You can imagine how many fucking fights were fucking. He's considered the greatest fighter ever with like a perfect record. He fought a guy named Manny Pacquiao some years ago. Manny Pacquiao's a Filipino, and he held on, like he waited till, like he wouldn't take the fight for years. Waited till Pacquiao was over 40. Blah 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 blah. They finally had the fight. All he did was he just tied up. He would close with Pacquiao and tie up with him, and so Pacquiao couldn't throw any punches. And he did that for 12 fucking rounds. And Pacquiao did not win the championship. I remember this because at the time I used to work with a lot of Indonesians, and all the Indos were so hot to see an Asian guy beat a black guy for, I think it was the middleweight championship belt. If you think if you think Floyd Mayweather, if you think his fights were legit, I'm going to say that receiving the diamond-coated yarmulke kind of casts, in my mind, in the mind of an anti-Semite and a racist, in the mind of an anti-Semite and a racist, I'm thinking, yeah, Floyd Mayweather, I'm not 100% sure that all your wins were as quite. I think you're the handpicked fucking opponents, the fucking tomato cans you fucking knocked over to become the greatest boxer in world history. You have to look at this differently once you see what goes on behind the scenes. Once you see what goes on behind the scenes, and what goes on behind the scenes is so fucking retarded and so confusing. It never makes sense. This is some guy. I got a couple more videos. This is what's called MMT, Modern Monetary Theory. That is the current economic philosophy that rules the earth. And someone asked a question to a Jewish dude who's richer than me and smarter than me and works harder than me and has a better education. And this next 1 minute and 18 seconds, he will explain modern monetary theory to you.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar, so why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Since they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah, so a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money. I guess I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, cause it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time and it clearly borrows. Otherwise we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
Yeah, listen to me. You guys stay with that. You stay with that. You can stay with your friends in Zimbabwe who are just going to give you a new colored piece of paper, right? You know, the government prints money, it borrows money, it sells bonds, which gives them money, blah, 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 blah. These are fucking professors. These are fucking professors who are trying to explain what's called MMT, or modern monetary theory, which essentially says that sovereign governments can print as much money as they want without consequence. And the Hungarian pengu, the Weimar Deutschmark, the Zimbabwe fucking dollar, the Argentine peso, the Venezuelan peso, the what is it? The Lebanese lira, the Egyptian fucking lira. All of these failures, the Sri Lankan rupiah, I think it was, proves that this is not fucking true. But the theory driving what governments use for fucking creating value and exchanging value is so fucking retarded that the simple question of, if we print our own money, why do we borrow money, fucking causes I can imagine what fucking school this guy went to. He's probably got a fucking list of fucking awards, intellectual awards longer than my fucking arm. And he's a mumbling, stuttering jerk off. You know what I mean? We obviously print money, but then we borrow money. Well, but the bonds, what the fuck did you just say? I swear to God, in any street corner I fucking grew up on, this guy would get smacked in the head, kicked in the ass, and fucking sent on his fucking way. But I'm sure he's like, you know, the fucking consigliere, the fucking the consul of all these fucking government fucking the people you elect, the people that are elected to fucking tell you what the bankers want. Why you continue to participate in this fucking system, I don't know, right? These people, the protesters over Gaza, over that genocide, you know, their heart's in the right place, but their brain is not fully engaged. You need to understand what drives human behavior and why things are so fucked up. And our message, Bitcoiners' message, fix the money, fix the world, is an unstoppable message. Different people are stumbling towards it. Some closer, some further away. A bunch of them are missing it just by fucking inches. But the reality is because we have a system of incentives, right, that's self-reinforcing, right, where value is exchanged based on proof of work, we're going to win in the long run. And, you know, this is a foregone fucking conclusion. A lot of the rest of this shit is noise, and I'm trying to guide you through this. If you're a white collar person, seriously start looking at welding schools in your local fucking area or something, because or if you're about to fucking retire, good luck to you. But if you think you got a paper shuffling job in the next 5 or 10 years, the only papers you're going to be shuffling is fucking waste paper baskets that can be fucking emptying. Smarten up. Stop obeying a global economic system that is designed to keep you a slave forever. Stand up for yourself. Just fucking stand up for yourself and what you do in life and what you do for a fucking living. That is all. What else do I need to say on May 6th? of 2024. No, I don't need to say anything else. I don't need to say anything else. Do I have any other videos? I have a crappy self-made video. A crappy. This is what I did mostly today. This is how I spent my day. This is me. 1 minute 22 seconds of what I did before. Before this is super exciting. Chillstream.
Yo, what's up, guys? The sign says Hawk's Nest, 1859, one-lane dirt road. 1931 to 1933, road was paved. 1939, official dedication. September 21st, 2002, dedication, Upper Delaware, scenic byway. Yes, I am here above the scenic Delaware River on a Monday, and I've got the boomer cycle out. And this is what the Delaware River looks like, looking southbound towards Port Jervis, New York. We got the nice rocky cliff up there. We got the boomer cycle chilling out here. It's a little bit rainy coming up here, and I was going to chicken out and go home, but I decided to be brave and continue on. And then down that road, I don't know how well you can see it, is a further scenic byway where I will be taking the boomersicle, to burn more hydrocarbons and enjoy my day off. Anyway, I'm having fun. Hope you're having fun. Talk to you guys later.
Go outside, touch grass. You know what I mean? Stop saving your life's efforts in a slavery coupon, which is always losing value. Stop doing that. That's my advice. You can do whatever you want to do. And that is, that's where we are in the merry month of May. May 6th, particularly 2024. So if you're still here, and some of you are still here, I'm watching the fucking counters go from like 5 viewers to 0 viewers, 5 viewers, 0 viewers. How many? I have no idea if this counter is really accurate or inaccurate. No fucking idea. Smash up the like button. That'll give me some clue. Although they will subtract. They will, believe it or not, they will subtract. They will subtract your like. So you might have to do it more than once. You might have to make the supreme effort. You might, but anyway, go, like I said, go live your fucking life, because they're trying to suck every fucking bit of it out of you. Do not save the value of your fucking wealth in their slavery coupons or their fucking paper promises or whatever, their digital shit bits. Save it in Bitcoin, because this is an economic system that they do not own, they don't control, and they cannot stop. Understand how the world really fucking works, and live your fucking life the best the absolute best you can. Did I cover everything? Flying cows, limit the government, the millionaire, yeah, blah 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 blah. I think I covered everything. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. So anyway, once again, to the commenters, to Federico Vasconcelos and Virgil Dark Purple Heart, thanks for showing up, guys, and I will see you again. Where's it? Let me click the button. I will see you again after time this. To time this really well next week.